I spent last night testing out my new minimal wild camping setup. Now that I'm over 40, comfort is a higher priority. So there's some gear that I never bothered with before that I'd class as essential now that I'm old. Let me show you everything that I packed as I put it away. Obviously, you're gonna need a bag, and for this camp, I bought the Osprey Exos 38. The main thing that I would say about your bag is look for comfort over weight. Make sure you've got a pack that fits you nicely, that carries weight well for you. And I always look for one with a mesh back or trampoline back so that the bag's held away from you. I got this in the sale at Sport Pursuit. Well, everything's on sale at Sport Pursuit. They're kind of outlet shop for 90 quid, I think it was. Then all I've got in here is my car keys, a first aid kit that I keep in the lid or brain of the pack, some people call it, and a little op-and-on knife just in case I get attacked and need to stab anybody. I never used to class a sit mat as essential, but I think I do now, especially when I'm in a smaller one-man tent like this Thai G1. It's just useful for getting in and out of the tent when you haven't got space to kneel inside, and I also use it for storing my boots on. So I did mention this before, and for some reason it blew people's minds, but I just make sure that my sit mat, I always keep the clean side and a dirty side. So the dirty side's the one that goes inside the fold when it's in your bag. And all I do is, as I say, put it outside the door for kneeling on to get in and out of the tent, and then at night turn it upside down so that the clean side is underneath, put it in the tent, and then put my dirty boots on that side. And I did still have space in that Thai G1 to keep my boots and pack in there with my large sleep mat as well. And all I do with that is shove it into the water bladder pocket inside my bag. I tried out a new pillow last night as well, another new pillow. This one's from Nature Hike, and it's got kind of, I think it's a memory foam layer on top of it, just to try and make it a little bit more comfortable. On the back, you've got the option of the standard kind of felt covering that you get on the Trichology pillows and most others. But on that side, you've got the memory foam. And as well as adding a bit of extra comfort, I found last night that that actually gave me a little bit of extra warmth as well. It's not massively thick. It's not as thick as they advertise it. So I ended up folding up my fleece and putting my fleece underneath it to raise it up. So it's still not the pillow of dreams, but it's okay. I got that from AliExpress for, I think it was about 12 quid. For a lot of things like my pillow and my sleep mat, I don't put them back into their proper bags when I'm just packing up to go home. I'll just throw them into the bag and then put them away properly when I do get home. It just makes packing away and getting off that much quicker. I used my Flames Creed quilt as part of this setup. I did have, or I have still got, the Ice Flame quilt that I've had for pretty much since I started wild camping, so that's served me well. I've only used this twice so far, but I have found it to be a little bit warmer than the Ice Flame one for the same sort of pack size. With my quilts, I do always put them back into their bag just for a little bit of extra protection because the material's not that thick. You can just shove them straight into the bottom of your bag, but you've got other things going on top of them then, and there is a bigger risk that you could get a tear. You can attach pad straps to these as well, but I never ever bother. I kind of use my feet to hold the quilt in place and then just let the rest droop around me. Don't really have any issues with drafts and things either. So that's the sort of size that packs down to when it's in its compression sack. I will sort that out when I get home as well, because it comes with a big mesh bag that you store it in sort of day to day so that it's not being stored compressed. Next up, we've got the sleep mat itself. So I used the Light Tour 7.5R. This is the long and wide version. So just to give you an idea, I'm 5'11", so you can hopefully see there's plenty of extra space on there. The regular one is 183 centimeters, I think. This is 196, so with the regular one, it's just not long enough for me. And then it's a wide version as well, so I think it's 65 centimeters wide. The technique I've found is quickest with these to make sure you get most of the air out is just to sausage roll it like that, and then for the sake of transporting it home, just fold it in half to give you a package that sort of size. Another thing I've changed my mind on from previously as well is a head torch. Before I would have said use a torch on your phone, or especially in the summer it doesn't really get properly dark anyway, so it's not essential. But actually, from a safety point of view, if you do need to bail at any point in the dark or even dusk, it's safer to have a head torch. So I've been using one of these Decathlon ones for a couple of years now at least. These are about 15 quid I think. They're rechargeable, but they use the old mini USB connector. Flextail have just sent me out one of their new head torches to try. This is another rechargeable one, but one of the advantages for me is that it uses USB-C, so I'm trying to get all of my stuff to use the same cables and connectors for charging. This is a lot brighter than the Decathlon one that I have been using as well, and it's got a sort of narrow concentrated beam and a wide beam on it, as well as this elasticated headband with an adjustment toggle on it there. I've only used it briefly, so I'm not going to give you any sort of verdict on it yet, but I will be using that for the next few camps, and then I'll come back to you on it. I might even do a dedicated head torch comparison video, because who doesn't want to see one of them? So I've just got those head torches and a light for my camera and any sort of electrical bits in a little red dry bag. I didn't bring a power bank because for an overnighter you can just make sure that your phone's fully charged and anything else that you bring along is fully charged before you come. Got another red dry bag here that's the same size as the other one. This has got all my hygiene stuff in it, so my toothbrush, toothpaste, toilet roll, my little shovel, and a few of these little cloths as well. As soon as you add a little bit of water to those, they expand out into a cloth that you can use to clean things down if you need to. They weigh next to nothing, so I'll just leave everything in that bag so it's easy to find and easy to get to. In the blue dry bag, this is all my extra clothes and layers, and as the year goes on and it gets warmer as we're moving to summer, I'll stop bringing most of this. But we're in that weird transition bit at the minute where it's 8,000 degrees in the daytime and minus 27 at night. So I've just bought this stuff just in case. So in here, I've got some fingerless gloves, a neck buff, some merino trousers, my nature hike down boots, and a hat. I walked in yesterday wearing this fleece. This is the one that I folded up to put under my pillow. And my down jacket was in that blue bag as well. And then the last few bits before I ramble on about the tent is my food bag and a big bottle of water. What I will say about food is if you're just starting out especially, don't stress about it. Don't feel like you've got to cook a Michelin star meal when you're out just because you see other people do it on YouTube. Last night I didn't even bring a stove and I came out on a school night, so I just ate loads of food in the car on the way here. This has just got a couple of snacks in it that I've not even bothered with. I don't feel like you need one of these pouches either. This is an insulated bag so that if I do bring food out, it keeps it cool and stops it going off. But if you're just grabbing something on your way to a camp, just stick it in a carrier bag and then you can double that carrier bag up as your rubbish bag. So the tent I tried last night is this 3FUL Gear Ty G1. It's a one-person tent, but you do get an extra bit of storage space inside. You can see that triangle bit going into the corner there. This is the version with the solid inner that they call the 4-season version. So because it's a small one-man tent, it stays really warm in there. That's why I didn't need to use half of those clothes that I bought. There is a tiny bit of condensation on the inside, but I would expect that being in this sort of woodland environment. Nothing to worry about. Put these guy lines out last night as well. Not that I needed them, but I just wanted to see what a difference they make, and they do add quite a bit of strength to the tent. Without them, these poles flex inwards. So I'll get this packed away and then I'll show you how I pack the tent away into my bag. Big sky pegs are definitely essentials as well, because the ones you tend to get with these tents aren't great. They're not very long and they're really thin. I would always go for a all-in-one pitch tent. The inner pitch first ones I just find too much of a faff. I'm all about keeping things simple and easy, just like me. So once your poles are off, you've just got to pack away your tent. Now, the chances are that the inside of your outer is going to have some condensation on it, and the bottom of your tent, including the ground under it, is probably going to be the driest part. So the way that I pack these away is to start to fold the tent sort of in on itself, working with that dry bottom bit and trying to get that onto the outside. The theory being that when you put it into your pack and pack it away, there's less chance of any moisture leaking out and getting into your pack. It's never going to be 100%, but even if it just reduces any chance of leaking a little bit, I think it's worth doing. I do always pack my tent separate from my poles and pegs. I don't know why I always keep it separate. There's probably no benefit at all. It just makes me feel better, I think. Back in fleece mode now, I was roasting with that down jacket on. I think the last time I did a video like this as well, I said that dry bags weren't essential. I didn't use any dry bags, I don't think, but they make organising things so much easier for me. I think they're worth it just for that, so you know exactly where your electronics are, your toilet kit, your clothes. Just from an organisational point of view, I don't rely on them for keeping things dry, which you would probably usually do with a dry bag. And the last thing that goes without saying, but I say it anyway, bring a carrier bag or something just to put your rubbish in, and make sure you take it all away with you. As you get more gear over time, it's easy to fall into the habit of overpacking. So it's good to do a camp like this every now and then to reset and check what you really need for a comfortable and enjoyable camp. So let me know what you think to my minimal setup. Subscribe if you like dry bags, and I'll see you next time.